Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kristen and this is Growing Zone 9B. Alright, so today I've already been in the kitchen getting stuff done. I've got a pizza in the oven. We're having guests over tomorrow. We're having a shindig, nothing unusual here, lake life. And so I knew that I was going to be responsible for the dessert. So I found this recipe and I thought this would be awesome, and I already started it and I was like, pull out the camera. So I am going to make a tangerine cake. It's like an upside down cake, but we're using tangerines. So I have gone ahead and layered out the tangerines. As you can see, they look super beautiful. And I made them all pretty. All right, and so I've already gotten started with this recipe. Now I'm doubling this recipe so that it fits in the 9x13 pan. But I will tell you that this was really designed for like an 8-inch little pan, like a little, like I would say like for tea servings. But I got too many people coming, so I really need to amp this recipe up. So you're gonna want to spray that pan. I used olive oil. It said to use butter, but olive oil is fine for me and my family and guests. So I sprayed the pan. I laid all those tangerines down. All right, so then because I'm doubling the recipe, it says 1.5 cups of flour, but I doubled that because I've got to make it fit in here. So really that would be 3 cups of flour if you're going to put it in a 9x13-inch pan. All right, it says that we need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. All right, so I am running the dishwasher at the same time because, like I said, I've been in the kitchen cooking. So this is the baking powder that we use. I'm not measuring. And there goes the dishwasher. Sorry about that. All right, so I had to double that. There's our pizza, so you guys can see that like I'm literally just got so much going on right now. All right, so I was just getting that pizza out. Like I said, I got the dishes running. Hang on, I will stop the dishwasher so it's not so loud for you guys. So I said sometimes I'm in such a rush because I have so much going on that it's just insane. All right, so the original recipe is 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, but I had to double that because I am doubling this recipe. All right, and then we have 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna go ahead and use the Redmond's real salt. Y'all know I don't measure for the most part. All right, so we need some vanilla extract. It says that we need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm choosing to use the Tahitian vanilla because it's got a nice like florally kind of flavor to it, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. Oh, that took all of it. It looks like I need to get another one at the store. It smells so good. So it's got that, like I said, that nice florally scent, which I think would go really well with the tangerines. All right, so then it's regularly 1 egg if you're using the 8-inch. I'm gonna use the bigger one, so I'm gonna do 2 eggs. All right, I'm using the farm fresh eggs that my chicken lady, Miss Heather, gave me. I always smell them because you don't wanna get a rotten one. I've never had a rotten one, but I have heard people that have said that they've gotten like a rotten egg, and that would be not good, so. Especially when you go through all this effort and then you get a rotten egg. All right, so there's the eggs. Okay, so it says that we're gonna need 3/4 cup of milk. I'm gonna use the coconut milk since I'm lactose intolerant. Now you could use the canned one if you wanted. That might be better because it's a little more creamier. That did not make it in the trash can. That just flung all over the floor, but I still have to mop the floors, so. Not that I like enjoy making a mess, but sometimes that's just how cooking goes for me. All right, I added more because I'm doubling it. Okay, then it says that we need a half a cup, yikes, a half a cup of sugar. So because I'm doubling it, that's a whole cup. And I will tell you, I tasted these oranges or tangerines and they're not as sweet as they normally are. So as much as sugar's the enemy, I'm gonna do like a half a cup and then a half of a half because I don't really want to do a whole cup. But, and plus I have like guests that are coming over that I know actually like the sweets. So I don't want them to be like, oh, that doesn't taste very sweet. You know how people get. And so anyway, all right, so it says that we're gonna use a half a cup of cold butter chunked. So for me, I'm doubling it. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw in the Land O'Lakes butter because that's what I have. It didn't say unsalted, but here's how I feel about it, is that I already added salt, so I would rather just put in my own salt than use salted butter. Hopefully it won't need more than what I put in from the Redmond's real salt. Yeah, so I have folks coming over tomorrow, which is going to be great. I don't mind people coming over. I actually kind of enjoy it. I don't like going so much out, but I don't mind if people want to come here. And like I said, it's a special family event, so it's going to be all right. Probably should start stirring this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and chunk it and then we'll see how it turns out. I've never made a cake like this. I've made upside down pineapple cakes before, but I guess this is like an upside down tangerine cake. Now it did say that I could add some maraschino cherries to it. I'm not sure how I feel about maraschino cherries with oranges or tangerines, but we could give it a try. I have some maraschino cherries. Maybe we could just throw like a couple of in and just make it look kind of pretty. Oh, and for this recipe, you need to put your oven at 350, which I already have going. Ooh, that's looking nice. And we are going to be having some fermented salsa tomorrow. Alright, so I just have the Walmart maraschino cherries. I'll throw a couple in. Might make it look kind of cool. Now that I'm seeing it with the maraschino cherries, I really think that this reminds me of something that like my grandmother would have made. So it kind of has that like 1960s, 70s vibe to it. All right. Yeah, so let's look at this now. So check that out. It's got that, like I said, it's got that like 1970s like look to it. I just threw some of those cherries in there. I think it's kind of cool looking. Like I said, I like a pineapple upside down cake. But so here's what the mix looks like. It seems pretty thick. I guess I gotta trust this recipe, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in. All right, so this definitely has to be spread out in here. Like I said, it's very thick. I'm hoping that when the butter actually kind of breaks down, that it might give it like a nice ooey gooey kind of texture to it. So it'll definitely be thinner. I'm thinking I could have almost tripled this recipe, but who needs all that cake anyway? It's mostly like, it looks like almost like a fruit tart kind of thing. And plus the cake will probably like bake up around it. So here's what it looks like. And now I'm gonna pop it in the oven. So we have the oven set at 350. All right, so it says 350 for 50 to 60 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and probably put it for 50 minutes. Then that way I will check it after that and then we'll see what it looks like. All right, so I put it at 55 minutes, so we'll see. I was gonna do it a little less, but I know my oven gets kind of wonky because it doesn't always cook at the right temperature. So, all right, so we'll go ahead and check it out as soon as it's done. All right, everyone, so we have taken the pie out, or the, well, it kind of looks like a cobbler, honestly. It's the clementine, which is really a tangerine, and cherry cake. But like I said, it really has a cobbler look to it. Here's the final look. There you go, that's what it looks like. It's got a nice bright white top. I am kind of over here in the corner and I didn't turn the light on. I'm gonna cut a really small piece. Everybody in my family knows that I do the YouTube, so I'm gonna say I had to cut it for YouTube because I honestly do. So it's gonna be a really tiny piece, and I'm obviously not gonna flip this upside down. I'm sure it would look much prettier if I kind of flipped it, but for these purposes, we're just going to take it out and kind of see what that looks like, so. All right, so there is the really small little piece that I have chunked out. Now, I am going to be adding Cool Whip to this tomorrow. So let's just give this a real quick taste and see how this actually turned out. Yeah, it's totally like a cobbler. So to me, it really didn't turn out like fluffy like a cake like I was kind of hoping that it would. But it's still super delicious. And it's gonna taste great. So if you had vanilla ice cream, that would work probably supreme, because it gives it that nice citrusy, and even the cherries are really good too. So I still got to get on the deviled eggs. I still need to do those. I just did 2 gallons of sweet tea and then 1 of unsweet tea. So I use the decaf tea because y'all know I don't like caffeine. I'm caffeine sensitive. So hang on, I'll get the box for you. All right, so this is the tea that we're gonna be using, or that I've already used, and so I've got that ready. So it's the Tetley decaf. It's really delicious. I buy this actually by the case. You can get it on Amazon, and so it works really well in these types of instances where, you know, I got people coming over, and y'all know we've always, almost every weekend, just about people are coming over and enjoying their time with us. So that's what the lake's all about, is friends, family, and fun. So you guys get out there and make those connections. As always, everyone, love one another, be kind, and I will see you guys in my next video.